You swear to witness?
Sir, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Patrolman Haught.
Yes, sir.
Joe Amos, I represent the town of Bell.
Yes, sir.
Before you, right in front of you actually, you should have a book with some numbered exhibits, if you would like to open that up. And I'll be referring to a few of these throughout your testimony, and if I lose you, please let me know so we're on the same page.
Yes, sir.
But you can set those aside for the time being. I'm gonna ask you some preliminary questions.
Okay.
Could you please state your full name?
William David Haught II,
And where are you currently employed?
Bell Police Department,
In what capacity?
as a police officer.
How long have you been with Bell?
Just over a year.
What's your current rank?
Patrolman.
How long have you been in law enforcement?
23 years.
Who is the chief of the Bell Police Department in 2024?
Robert Mann.
And can you explain the chain of command between you and Chief Glenn?
Chief Glenn and me.
And are you required to take orders from him?
Yes, sir.
So in the spring of 2024, did Chief Glenn order you to place a tow notice on a 2007 Dodge Ram truck located at 410 7th Street?
Yes, sir.
And would you have placed that tow notice but for Glenn's order?
No, sir.
What was the tow notice for?
For our municipal code for abandoned junk vehicle.
Did you believe that vehicle to be abandoned or junked?
No, sir, I did not believe it fit the criteria,
Why did you place the tow notice then?
because I was ordered to.
Do you know if anyone else associated with the town of Bell that ordered that truck to be noticed for tow?
No.
Did you fear if you did not follow Chief Glenn's orders that you may be subject to retaliation?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to object to leading. I don't know how this works from an evidentiary standpoint, but,
Typically, the rules of evidence are relaxed in an administrative proceeding. We can note objections and have them ruled, but first of all, I don't think that was leading. That was a fair question.
go ahead.
Did you ultimately place that tow notice?
Yes, sir.
Look at exhibit 2 for me. I believe you're on exhibit. Okay. Is this a copy of your police tow law?
Yes, sir.
And did you record that you placed the notice?
Yes, sir.
And when do you record that you're placing the notice?
When I do it, when I place it on the vehicle, when I go back, I write everything down.
And when you placed the notice, did you have an opportunity to observe the car?
Yes, sir.
Did it appear, if you flip to exhibit 3, what was the appearance of the car you described to the commission?
As far as appearance wise, completely in working order.
Appeared to be operational?
Yes, sir.
Didn't notice any leaking fluids?
Nope.
Any flat tires?
Nope.
Did anyone complain about this vehicle being parked there?
Nope. Not to my knowledge, I'm sorry.
Okay. Looking at exhibit 3, is this how the vehicle was situated when you placed the tow notice?
Yes, sir.
And describe exactly what this location is.
I believe it's some kind of driveway for 410 7th Street.
Is that a gate?
Yes, sir.
Or was it behind the gate?
Yes, sir.
And is the truck parked within the property lines?
Yes, sir.
Was this vehicle ultimately towed to all?
Yes, sir.
Who towed it?
Glenn?
If you look back at exhibit 2, there's a notation there. What does that say?
Says Glenn towed 6/19/24.
Would you have towed that vehicle?
No, sir.
Tell me what the process is for the police department to tow a vehicle.
Well, under municipal ordinance, it has to be on a public street or, public property with expired tags, MPI sticker, flat tires, you know, the non-operational vehicles, towed from other cities and streets and public property. From my understanding of the ordinance and the way it was explained to me, as long as it's on private property and can be operational or can be moved under its own power, that it was allowed to be there. It did not matter if it had, expired tags or inspection stickers.
Do you have to give any type of notice to the actual real property owner that you're going to tow the vehicle?
No.
Do you know what company Chief Glenn used to tow the vehicle?
Time Warner.
Had you ever used that company? Was that the normal company that was utilized for the police department?
Yes, sir.
At the time that it was towed, did Chief Glenn, to your understanding, personally own an early 2000s Dodge truck?
It was around about that time frame, yeah.
Did you also own one?
Yes, sir.
You turn to exhibit 4. This is a, letter which is placed on Bell Police Department letterhead and signed by Don and Chestnut. Have you seen that document before?
Yes, sir.
Had the police department ever utilized a document like this, to your knowledge, when towing a car?
That's my knowledge.
And, I believe your testimony has been, well, strike that. This letter states, I understand per town of Bell Ordinance 361.07 under abandoned and junk vehicles that I am in violation. Do you disagree with that statement?
Yes, sir.
Do you know why this, letter was created?
No, sir.
Has one ever been used since, since July, June or July of 2025?
I've never seen anything like this. Except this.
Following the towing of the vehicle, did Chief Glenn ever approach you, did you ever ask Chief Glenn what happened to the vehicle?
Yeah.
So explain that, conversation to the commissioners.
He just said he towed it.
Did you ever ask him what happened to the vehicle?
No.
Did he ever describe to you, whether the vehicle was in program?
Yes.
What did he tell you about that?
We had a conversation about me buying parts from him off of it. He said he had a junk one. And I was asking about buying the frame. And I said, "Will you have a title with it?" And he said, "No." He said, "The title's tied up in probate."
Did you know, did he tell you that that was the, truck from the
Yes.
Chestnut property? So let me make sure I understand your testimony. He offered to sell you parts from a junk vehicle,
Yes.
and he wanted monetary compensation from you for those parts.
Yes.
And he told you it was in probate.
Yes.
Did you later find out that the parts that he was offering to sell you were from Miss Chestnut's vehicle?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Miss Saunders' vehicle, but from Miss Chestnut's property. Is that right?
Yes.
Did you ever go to Miss Chestnut and discuss what had occurred?
Yes.
Approximately when was that?
I don't remember the exact date. It was after I kind of put two and two together of what happened to her vehicle. And I wanted to find out if she was familiar with what was going on with it.
What did she tell you?
That the chief had towed the vehicle, and that, he had told her that there was gonna be a lot of, money that she was gonna have to pay because it was gonna be sitting there in storage and stuff like that, with tow bill and everything like that.
Did she tell you that she was threatened with fines and tow bills?
Yes.
Did she tell you that she was required to have it towed?
Yes.
Following that conversation, did you report, your suspicion that Chief Glenn had the property in his possession for personal use?
Yes.
We'll look at Exhibit 1. This is an affidavit and a complaint for a search warrant. 5 pages in, there's an attachment B. Which references a confidential, informing, or cooperating individual.
You mean attachment B?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Are you that person?
Yes, sir.
And why did you, go to CSI, which I believe is the Special Investigations Unit, and report this?
Because he's the chief of police and he was acting under his authority, and, I was not aware of who to go to, and I notified the, West Virginia Law Enforcement Training Profession down in Charleston, who referred me to West Virginia Committee on Special Investigations.
Did you want to remain anonymous?
No.
Did you, make this complaint in any way to, punish Chief Glenn for any interdepartmental issues?
No, sir.
Did you feel compelled you had to make this complaint?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe Chief Glenn broke the law?
Yes, sir.
Judge,
Do you believe he broke the policies of the department?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe he used his, position as chief for personal gain?
Yes, sir.
So I want to go through a few of the things here in attachment B. Have you had an opportunity to read this document before?
Not the whole thing, no.
Is it correct that you believe that this truck was legally parked on Miss Chestnut's property?
Yes, sir, I did.
Was it correct that you thought the truck may be worth several $1,000s?
Yes, sir.
Was it correct that you were notified that Chief Glenn threatened Miss Chestnut with fines and fees?
Judge,
She told me that when I spoke to her, yes.
Is it correct that he had offered to sell you parts from that truck?
Yes, sir.
And ultimately, is it your understanding that truck was found at the chief's home?
Yes, sir.
I want to have you take a look at Exhibit 21. Okay, exhibit 21, this is a verification of a VIN number which needs to be submitted to the DMV. Did you draft this document?
No, sir.
Did you sign this document?
No, sir.
Prior to just a few days ago, had you ever seen this document before?
No, sir.
You turn to exhibit 22. This is a document of an affidavit for possession of a junked or abandoned motor vehicle. At the bottom, under section B, it has law enforcement certification. The following person or entity applying for a title, and if you look up, who is the person on the name of the applicant for the title?
Robert Glenn.
So the following person applying for the title, Robert Glenn, has been hired by this agency to the vehicle listed above. And it's signed Del PD WD Haught II. Is that your signature?
No, sir, it is not.
Did you ever hire Robert Glenn to get a title for this vehicle?
No, sir, I did not.
The dates of these documents are exhibit 21 and 22 of July 9th, 2024. Have you checked your whereabouts of where you were on that day?
Yes, sir.
And where were you?
Irby, South Carolina.
You did not sign these documents, did you?
No, sir.
You were not in the state when these documents are purported to be signed, were you?
No, sir.
Do you have any idea how these documents got in the possession of J&M Title when they were trying to get a title for Chief Glenn? You look to exhibit 23. This is a bill of sale that was also in J&M's Title file, along with exhibits 21 and 22. Here it shows that the selling price of the vehicle in the middle of the page is $300. Do you believe that's remotely close to what the value of that vehicle was at this time?
Objection.
You probably need to get the commission to rule if you're gonna allow that question or not.
Well, the objection would be about the foundation, if that's what this witness testified as to the value of the vehicle, there's no indication that there's been any investigation of the vehicle to see if it runs, what its condition is, that he looked at it and saw it, but further, that there's no indication that he has any experience or training in evaluation of vehicles, he would be qualified to give an opinion on that issue.
I would respond just quite the contrary. He's testified that he owns one of these vehicles, that he buys parts for these types of vehicles, that he observed the vehicle in good working order, and he can opine on a price, and you guys can take it for whatever it's worth. But my question is, in your opinion, is this vehicle remotely close to $300? I think that's a fair question for somebody that possesses one of these vehicles itself. Is that it? We can have an answer?
Yes.
Okay.
You just need it, yes, for the court.
Yeah.
Let me ask it this way as well, even though we have that on the record. When you were discussing with Glenn about buying parts off that vehicle, did you expect to spend more than $300 yourself?
Yes, sir.
That's all the questions we have for Officer Hunt.
I have some questions for you, Officer. You have been a patrolman for the town of Bell for how long now? 8 years. Did you start out at that, was that the rank you started at?
Yes, sir.
Have you, over that time, asked to be promoted?
Yes, sir.
And who have you asked that of? Do you believe that he is the one responsible for promoting you or not promoting you?
He has to recommend it, yes.
And then there's other folks that go through the
It
chain?
goes to the mayor.
Okay. And when you asked whether you would be considered for promotion, what did Glenn, what was his response?
No.
And, how'd that make you feel?
Nothing.
You didn't like it, did you?
Didn't matter.
Okay. So you asked to be considered for promotion, and you were told that you wouldn't be, but that didn't matter to you, did it? Okay. In November of 24, did the town buy a new cruiser?
Yep.
And did you request that you receive that new cruiser to use while you were for your purpose, while you were working?
To my understanding, it was blocked for night shift, yes, sir.
Okay. And did you get that new cruiser, or did Glenn get that new cruiser?
He did.
Okay. And how'd that make you feel? Didn't matter.
But, I mean, I was told that it was blocked for night shift.
Which was your shift, right?
It was my shift.
Okay. And did you get the benefit of using the new cruiser?
No.
But Glenn did?
Yeah.
Did you in September of 24 try to rent a house from Glenn
Yes, sir.
in Mason County?
Yes, sir.
And did he rent it to you?
Nope.
Why not?
I didn't want it.
Okay. Why did you ask to rent it and then not want it?
Because me and my wife went and looked at it, she wasn't for it.
Did you speak to particular councilman about an issue with, that you thought was a problem with holiday pay in November of 24 regarding Glenn recording the way the holiday pay was recorded?
I'm gonna object. I mean, the issue, and this is irrelevant, so we don't need to litigate every single interdepartmental dispute between Officer Haught and Chief Glenn. The fact of the matter is, did he take a vehicle, did he have a vehicle towed, which he did not ever pay for, put it on his personal property, sell it for parts, get money, use it for parts, and then 7 or 8 months later, both cars get repossessed by the police department, he's never paid anything. That's what we're here today for, not about holiday pay, not about renting houses. You're here to decide whether what he did in this time period was self-dealing, and was it against the morals and ethics of a police officer. And we can sit here all day and talk about every little right that they have. It does not matter, it does not fix the fact that he was ordered to tow a vehicle that had ended up on Chief Glenn's private property where he's utilizing it for private use and for commercial use. He's selling it, he's getting money. And that's what you have
After
to.
several steps, I objected to that characterization that it went from her driveway to Glenn's. That's just not true.
I just think that this is irrelevant. I mean, we could be here all day talking about every workplace dispute.
The relationship between these two officers is very relevant to this whole situation. You're gonna look at the big picture and see what was going on here, it's very relevant.
Well, the Special Investigations Unit just doesn't go out, sign affidavits, take them to a circuit court judge, and then go out and take the property back unless something was seriously wrong. Now, I'm not saying he's guilty of a crime, okay? That hasn't been determined yet, but he's definitely
This
guilty.
is way beyond an objection.
Well, this
I'm
is your-
crossing this witness right now, is where we're at in this process. So you've got an objection on the table, so if you all wanna rule on it.
Next question. Yeah, next one.
Okay, Officer Haught, was there an issue about you wanted to not have to work on the weekends, you wanted weekends off?
Wait, you were stuck working every weekend?
Same objection.
Well, did you get weekends off?
1 month.
1 month? Okay. And who do you believe was the one making that decision?
Chief Glenn,
How'd that make you feel?
they're none.
Now, on, attachment B that we've talked about here, on January 31st, says you went and talked to Ms. Chestnut. Now, let me ask you first of all, is the normal course of towing a vehicle, that the person whose vehicle is towed may be responsible for the tow bill?
I don't understand the question.
If you have a vehicle that gets towed, the person whose vehicle it is may be responsible for the tow bill, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and if there's storage associated with that vehicle between the time of it being towed and the time of it being retrieved, there may also be storage charges that are associated with that, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and so if you say in here in attachment B that Ms. Chestnut was threatened with towing bills and storage fees and things of that sort, but that's the normal process, isn't it?
If the vehicle is deemed junk or abandoned, yes.
Okay, we'll get to that. So on January 31st, when you started this investigation, who authorized you to begin this investigation into Chief Glenn and this vehicle?
Because I believe there was a crime that occurred, and I'm a law enforcement officer.
So you took it upon yourself?
Absolutely.
Okay. And then after you talked to Ms. Chestnut, you began to shop these set of facts around to see who would further do something about it. Is that right?
Negative.
Well, you went to
I was looking for guidance.
Okay.
I was not shopping.
So you went to the LET first, which is what is the LET stand for?
As a law enforcement professional standards committee.
Okay. And they told you they weren't interested in doing anything about it, is that right?
Negative.
Okay, well,
They said that it was not their purview.
Okay. And they sent you to the special investigation unit, is that right?
The West Virginia Committee on Special Investigation, yes, sir.
Okay. Now, when you placed the tow sticker on the vehicle, had the mayor or anybody else from the city, suggested that that be done, or checked whether that was done, or do you know?
I've already answered that, no, sir. I was told by Chief Glenn.
Okay, my question is, do you know whether anybody else from the town of Bell was involved?
I've already answered that question as well, no, sir.
Okay, so you don't know anybody. Now, tell me about when you placed the tow sticker on the vehicle, where'd you put it?
Driver's side window, front windshield,
Okay, and, how long were you there to place that sticker on? How long did that take you?
2 or 3 minutes.
Okay. Well, tell me what investigation you did of that vehicle to determine, first of all, how many miles were on
Don't know that.
it? Doesn't that matter about the value, how many miles are on it?
If you're a car dealer, yeah.
Well, if you're establishing value, does it matter if it's got 20,000 or 180,000?
I'm not a car dealer.
Okay, so you don't know that, okay. Well, in your report here, you say that it's, let's see here. You say that it's approximately $8,000 to $10,000. That the CI advised the victim, who was Ms. Chestnut, would have felt pressure and would have been under duress. That's what you said Ms. Chestnut felt when you were making this report, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It should be noted that the truck's value at the time of being towed was approximately $8,000 to $10,000. That's your opinion, right?
Yes, sir, it is.
And that's what you gave them when you gave this report to the
Yes, sir.
insurance. Yet you don't know how many miles are on the vehicle. Did you ever start the vehicle?
No, sir.
Do you know whether it could be started?
She said it could be.
Did you ever see it running?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you know whether the tags were good on it?
They were not.
And was the inspection sticker good on it?
Was not.
Was there any fluid leaking out of it?
Not that I've seen.
Well, did you get under it and look?
Yes, I did.
You crawled up underneath it?
No, I looked underneath us. See if there was.
What time of day did you put this sticker on there?
Mid-afternoon.
I thought you
Late
worked,
afternoon.
I thought you worked night shift.
Or 4 to 4, or 6 to 4, sorry.
Okay, so it's been some time in after
Evening.
6? Okay. Alright. So whether or not the vehicle was non-operational, you don't know, is that right?
She told me it was.
Okay, I want you to tell me about your personal knowledge, not what you heard or what somebody told you. Did you ever personally see this vehicle operation?
No.
Okay. So you don't know whether it was operational or not, then, is that fair to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what is the normal process when a vehicle is towed in the town of Bell? You put a sticker on it, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then that sticker is there for 5 days before anything else is done, at least, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in this case, the sticker was put on 5/17 of 24, right? And you did that.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you look at this exhibit, this tow exhibit, police tow log, off to the right there, there's, several items that are marked fixed or moved or moved out of town or something like that. You see that?
Yes, sir.
Are people typically given the option, if their vehicle gets a 5-day sticker on it, to make it operable or get it fixed? Apparently a lot of people get it fixed. They're given that option, or to move it out of the town, is that an option they get?
Sure.
Okay. And do you know whether, Chief Glenn gave Ms. Chestnut those options when he talked to her about having the vehicle moved or putting it in the garage or any of those options?
No, sir.
You don't know really what he talked to her about, you weren't there, were you?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, the notice, fire exhibit 3, but they've got a different number. This notice that Ms. Chestnut signed. Do you know how that process came to be in the town of Bell?
This,
Yes.
good day.
You don't have any idea? Do you know if in the prior year there was a problem with towing a vehicle off the church lot that caused some concern to some folks, and that's what started this? Are you aware of that?
I heard rumors
Well, tell me about the rumors you heard.
that a vehicle was removed from the church lot that they were upset about.
Okay. And did it lead to start using this form to have somebody give you authorization
This
to
was
tow?
never brought to me. I was never instructed on this. This is totally brand new to me.
Okay, so you don't know
I've
about
never
it?
even seen one of these until they showed.
Okay. So you don't know
So
anything
that's
about it?
been, if that was something that was implemented, it was never implemented to me.
All right. you've never had one of those signed by anybody, is that right?
Huh?
You've never had one of these signed by a person if you were gonna have their vehicle towed in the
As
town
I
of Bell?
just stated, I
Right.
have never seen this
Okay,
until they showed me on Friday. I was never instructed on anything purview to this, nothing. So my signature better not be on any of them.
well, yours wouldn't be, it would be the person whose vehicle was being towed, but you've never used it, right?
As such.
Okay. All right. Now, continuing through the process, after the 5-day sticker's put on, you let the 5 days go by, and then, in this case, Ms. Chestnut was given the opportunity to sign Exhibit 3 here, or, what number is that, you're also carrying?
4.
Exhibit 4 in the book. And then, what would happen next after that? If the person hadn't corrected the problem or moved the vehicle, what's the next process in the town of Bell's process?
The way I was taught from the chief, go back in 5 days, if it's not fixed, correctly moved, or gone, it's towed.
Okay, so let's look at the time here. May the 17th is when the 5-day notice went on, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then, it looks like from, the authorization from Ms. Chestnut and the time mark records that the 21st of June was the day that the actual tow occurred. So that's more than 5 days, you agree with me there, is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, up to this point, there's nothing irregular about the town of Bell's, process, other than you've never used this authorization form, I understand that. But then you would call for the tow truck, is that right?
If it was not fixed, moved,
Right.
corrected, yes.
Right. And do you know during that time between the placing of the 5-day order and June 21st, if the vehicle was up and running and moving around or anything, do you have any personal knowledge about the vehicle's operability?
No, sir.
Okay. So, and you said time mark is the normal folks, the tow folks that the town of Bell uses or regularly uses, is that right?
Yes, sir.
So the fact that time mark was called to tow this vehicle, that wouldn't be uncommon, is that? That'd be within the normal process, is that right? Okay. So time mark comes and tows the vehicle, and then, do you know anything about where the vehicle was after they towed it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know anything about the road service ticket that Time Mark issued that day on the 21st?
No, sir.
Okay. So how long is it then after this vehicle's towed that you have these discussions with Glenn about, parts?
Not exactly sure of time frame.
Okay.
I was on vacation in July for, I think like 12, 13, 14 days, something like that. I think when I came back, I was back on my normal shift, which is the opposite shift that he works. And I don't normally run into him. And sometimes, occasionally, I have to go to court.
Okay.
I'm there on day shift.
So sometime in August then, would you say, that'd be fair?
Possibly.
Okay. But you really don't know. So if it's after July, let's say that.
Well, I used to have a record of it, but it's swimming in the Atlantic Ocean.
Well, okay. So at some point you had a discussion with Glenn
Yes.
about parts. You don't know when that was.
Not exactly, no.
Okay. And while you were on vacation in Myrtle Beach, did you have any discussions with Glenn? Did he call you at all?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Good. been asked about exhibit 21 and 22. That report to have your signature on them, HD Haught the second.
Yep.
You see that? And I take it it's your testimony that that's not your signature.
No, sir.
Okay. And do you recall a discussion with Glenn about, you signing these documents
No, sir.
while you were on vacation?
That's right.
You don't recall anything about that? Okay. Did you tell Glenn at any time to just go ahead and sign my name to it?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, do you know whether or not if a vehicle's gonna be junked, if you have to even get a title to it? You know anything about that?
If it's junk, I'm not sure exactly how the process works.
Okay. In your investigation into this matter, did you talk to, any of the Saunders?
No, sir.
Danny, well, Mrs. Saunders, Diana Saunders was deceased. You were aware of that, correct?
Yes, sir.
And did you talk to Danny Saunders?
No, sir.
Did you talk to any other of the Saunders?
No, sir.
Did you talk to, Rick Howe with Time Warner?
No, sir.
Did the mayor ever call you before you put the notice on this vehicle to check and see if the notice had been put on it?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay, you don't recall anything about that? Okay. Now, what Dodge truck do you have? What kind of truck do you
You
have?
have no 1500.
And this was a 1500 as well, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what parts were you gonna be interested in getting off of?
I asked about the frame and the doors,
Okay.
because he told me he had already moved the fenders
Okay.
and sold the bed.
And, what was the price that you were gonna pay for
We
that?
never got that far.
Okay. Did you expect to pay something for them, or did you expect to get them for free?
Hey,
Okay, but you don't know how much?
couple thousand probably.
Did you ever have any discussions with anybody from J&M Title Service about this particular vehicle?
No, sir.
So let me understand here, your last involvement then, you weren't there when it was towed, is that right?
No, sir.
And you don't know where it went after it was towed?
No, sir.
And you haven't had any discussions with the tow company?
No, sir.
And you haven't had any discussions with J&M Title?
No, sir.
And you don't know when Glenn got the vehicle?
No, sir.
And you don't know how much you were gonna pay for any parts off the vehicle?
No, sir.
So tell me, other than your discussion with Ms. Chestnut, what else did your investigation involve?
That he has legally obtained the vehicle for his personal gain.
Well, if the vehicle was towed by Tomart, and I think we've established that that was in the regular process of the town of Bell's procedures, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so the notice was placed, the time went by, the problems weren't solved, and the tow company was called. Okay, that's all normal process, we'll agree to that point, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, thereafter, you haven't discussed anything with the Tomart folks, or anybody there with the tow company, that's right? Is that right? And you haven't talked to J&M Title about anything, and, you've never seen the vehicle operational, I think I asked you that, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know how long it was parked there without being moved?
Wow,
Like years?
possibly, yes.
Okay. So you talked to Ms. Chestnut, you came up with the idea of what you thought the truck maybe was worth. And, beyond that, after it was towed, or before the actual tow date, you don't know anything about this, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Did you record the interview of Ms. Chestnut with recorder or your body cam or anything like that?
My cell phone.
Your cell phone? You still have that recording?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is that in your possession, or is your attorneys or somebody who has possession of that?
I've been trying to email it to them, but, for some reason I'm having difficulty.
I couldn't begin to, I don't know how they could email any of that stuff. That's all the questions I have right now, sir, thank you.
Just a few follow-up questions. This wasn't a normal tow, was it?
No.
Because it wasn't an abandoned or junk vehicle, was it?
No.
And in this transaction, it not being an abandoned or junk vehicle, would you have ever agreed to let anyone sign your name on D&D forms?
No.
And as far as the price of the vehicle is concerned, I believe it's your testimony you expected to spend over $300,
Oh, yeah.
and you just testified to probably several thousand?
Yeah.
And what were the parts that you wanted again?
The frame, the doors.
That's all the questions I have.
I just have one follow-up. The question about being junk or abandoned, I mean, I think we've clearly established that you never saw the vehicle operate. So, I think that's clear, is that right?
The municipal ordinance states.
Okay, my question is, did you ever see the vehicle operate?
No, sir.
Okay, that's it, thank you.
We have no further questions, but if you would not discuss your testimony and make yourself available if you have to be recalled. I'm not saying you need to stay here, but just in case we can get a hold of it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Commissioners, may we take a 10, 15 minute break before we call the next witness?